All right, what's going on, guys? Matt Nez of Let's Look It Up here. So we just finished episode 4, season 6, Game of Thrones. Yeah, pretty boring. Yeah,
I don't know. It wasn't.
But it was a good episode.
It was a good episode because I think it took the story a lot further than I thought. Honestly.
Yeah, they're moving pretty fast.
Yeah.
The tricky thing is like just like with every episode this season, except for the backlog stuff.
Yeah.
We don't really know where the books are, so we don't really have an idea of what's going on.
Right, we can't tell if he's going off, script or we're off the
we
books
don't,
or not.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know if any of this stuff's gonna happen the way it is in the books.
Right.
But at the same time,
but it has taken a lot further though.
Right, a lot of stuff.
I
so
didn't think we'd go that far in this season.
Yeah, the biggest thing, I guess. So let's start with Jon Snow. Okay, so Jon Snow, Sansa shows up at the wall.
Yeah.
With Brienne, and so now it looks like Jon is going to march to take Winterfell back, which we kind of saw in that trailer. We saw in that trailer. We talked about that last week.
Right.
But now that's moving forward.
Right. And it's weird that Sansa, who didn't get along with Jon in the beginning, was always calling him the bastard and really didn't have a lot of respect for him, is now
yeah, and they talked about that.
They
mentioned
she apologizes and he forgives her.
Yeah, they mentioned that, which is good. And Jon did actually he talked a little bit more about the fact he's like, no, I'm done. I'm no longer White Commander.
Right.
I died, so I'm good.
Right.
Which is cool. And I don't. Yeah. And at this point, the wall's in such chaos. I don't think anybody's going to question it anyway. But now he is totally going to be leading a wildling army.
Yes, he is.
Of
2000
versus 2000. Right. But it does look like because we saw Littlefinger now in the Vale. It looks like now it looks to me like maybe his plan is send the Vale to back Jon Snow.
Yeah, Jon Snow.
Because Jon Snow's clearly not going to die in this thing.
Right.
I mean, I don't care. George R. R. Martin is not. He's not going to bring Jon Snow back to life to let him die. It's Jon Snow's totally. At this point, now that Jon Snow's officially been resurrected, he's the guy. Yeah,
that's true.
So we can get past that.
But it was like in the area, he knew what was happening, and he sort of was. I mean, they're ready to go. He's like.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, she's my sister. We should help her. I mean, that's what he said. So
absolutely.
They're ready to go.
Yeah.
Setting up for a.
Yeah, so you're gonna have the Vale, the East. I think they're gonna come in behind, and then you're gonna have Jon Snow in the North. Boom, they're gonna squeeze.
Right.
Ramsay Bolton's dead because now it looks like we see more. Okay, so let's go to King's Landing. So that was kind of the next big thing. So King's Landing, the Tyrells and the Lannisters now are pretty much getting ready to fight the church, the High Septim.
Yep.
So I think what's gonna this is ultimately how the season and the rest of the book is gonna go, almost prediction, because this is what it's now looking like. Now that we're this many steps ahead,
right?
It looks. I think the Tyrells and the Lannisters, they're gonna fight the High Septim. There's gonna be a lot of chaos.
Yeah.
Because that's gonna happen there.
I know where you're going.
Because now that we've seen what's happening with Daenerys, the ending obviously Daenerys kills all the cows, stands in the fire, no big deal. She walks out, and everyone bows down. So now she's pretty much got an army.
Yes,
she's got another army. There's still a little bit of stuff to clean up in Meereen because Tyrion is kind of
but he's in charge. He's
in charge.
Yeah,
but even with that, we'll just finish up Tyrion here before we go back to the bigger picture. I think Tyrion's thing is he's just like he said that he would give them 7 years, right?
Yeah,
to have slaves to ease them off.
Yeah.
But I think, honestly, for him, he's just like, I just need to appease these people until Daenerys comes back because she can just just wreck them. And anyway, Daenerys' end goal is not Meereen, it's Westeros.
Yes.
So I don't think Daenerys even really cares about what happens in Meereen. I mean, she does, but once she takes Westeros, she can do whatever she wants.
Yeah, and she's probably going to get word that it's in... she's going to have the Dothraki... I mean, she's going to have the Horde. She's going to,
Yeah, and they did mention how... And before they all died, they talked about how... the Khals talked about how they would just go take over Meereen anyway.
Right, yes.
Right.
They're
Slayer's
that powerful
Bay,
that they could just do what they
So maybe she'll go back, kind of mix up stuff there. Because in Pike, we saw the Greyjoys... getting ready for King's Moot,
right? And
we don't know that they do sail over there at some point.
Yeah, they do in the books.
So I guess they're just kind of just shifting some things around, to make it all work. But ultimately, Daenerys will have an entire she'll have her army, and it looks like the cows march towards Westeros. Probably takes King's Landing.
Yep.
And then Jon Snow takes over the north.
Right.
And then I don't think there's going to be like a conflict there because I think at that point, the White Walkers are going to come.
They're coming.
They're going to come. So then you will have. So now it looks like we are going to have Daenerys in the south, Jon Snow, and
a song of ice and fire.
Yeah. so that's what, to me, I think at this point looks like how the rest of the show is going to go. Now there's still obviously a lot of loose ends, like Dorne. We didn't get any of that in this episode.
That's true.
So there you go. That's kind of our reaction and I think predictions.
Yeah, took us a lot further, a little boring, but overall.
Yeah, next week it looks like they're good. Next week looks just by on the description we'll get more Bran. It says Bran has another vision.
And maybe some flashback and some heritage.
Yeah. I think that's the next place to go, obviously.
Right.
They
can't take us too far, but they need to take us far enough.
Yeah, I mean,
to get into the book, and then
it's like.
Yeah, I know. I'm surprised at how far.
It's
maybe
moving
they're really accelerating. His last book,
or
this next book, must really accelerate.
Yeah. So, okay, there you go. As always, thanks for watching.
Thanks.